We have a problem. Men and women do not have equal opportunities. Yes, I know, old news. But what if I told you we've been approaching this problem in completely the wrong way? There is a common misconception that women need to be fixed, that we're not leaning in enough, using our voices, speaking up, being empowered. We're not just going for that promotion. But that's not quite the whole story. I agree that many women do lack confidence. Many women do need to speak up more. Many women don't put themselves forward for that promotion that they could get. But not all women. And the real question we need to ask ourselves is, why does this happen? It's a complex and knotty issue. And when we do try to discuss it with our male counterparts, so often we get derailed into the #NotAllMen category, meaning, but not me, I'm not part of this problem. But the thing is that we are all part of this problem. And yes, some women do need to speak up more. However, it is a systemic issue that is causing women not to have a voice. And the lack of progress is partly because we're not speaking up for ourselves, but equally because the other side don't want to hear it. But what if we were able to sort these two things out in one go and manage the conversation in a way that allowed women to speak up and engaged men to listen? The mistake we make about the patriarchy is we think that it oppresses all women equally and benefits all men equally. But that is not the case. All men and women suffer at the hands of the patriarchy. Some of us get an easier ride than others, but it is down to all of us to dismantle it. And how do we do that? We do it through positive and productive conversations. Step 1, maintain an equal and friendly dynamic. Not putting someone on the back foot and making them defensive is key to being able to be in a great place of both of you solving an issue and understanding each other and avoiding the not all men / not me argument. Step 2, make your counterpart feel understood. We can all have a tendency to nod along and say, yeah, I understand, when actually what we're really doing is waiting for our chance to speak and jump in with our opposing view. And that's where conversations can turn to discussions, to debates, to arguments, to let's just not go there. So the way that you show that you are understanding actively and listening and really having that positive and productive conversation is by mirroring what the other person says. If they say they have a hard time exercising in winter because they work during the day and it's dark by the time their work ends, it's not for you to say, but why don't you go running at lunchtime? What you can say instead is, hang on, let me get this straight. You can't exercise at all in the winter because you literally work during all the daylight hours? They can then respond positively and say, yeah, that's right, it's really difficult for me. And they know that you understand them. And if you haven't quite understood them, it gives them the opportunity to correct you. And finally, ask them about their experience. And this is for everyone. This is not just cis woman to cis man. This is cis woman to trans woman to black woman, lesbian to cis man. Ask people their own experience. Let both people have an active involvement in the conversation. If you're both sharing your different issues with the same problem, you are putting your heads together and you are working towards a common goal. You are also making the other side aware of how they can help dismantling the patriarchy. So maintain an equal dynamic, actively listen and make the other person feel understood, and ask them their experience. By having conversations this way, we can start to have a bipartisan, even omnipartisan, if that is a word, approach to disrupting and dismantling any and all oppressive structures.